I know. Delegate, delegate, delegate. Don't micromanage, don't micromanage. Don't be detail oriented. I get it. But did you know that delegation is one of the worst leadership styles to use in particular circumstances? I'm going to give you the guidelines on when to use delegation because it can be the perfect leadership style. And I'm also going to tell you when maybe it's not relevant or it is not applicable. I'm Daryl Black of Exigent. I'm here to help you be a better leader, better teammate, and ultimately a better responder through the application of the science of human factors and the art of leadership. I have facilitated hundreds, if not thousands, of training sessions, and I'm still very much a front-line operator, so I'm very, very familiar with the high-risk environment and some of the challenges that that you face as the responder. Now, what is the delegation style? It's essentially the antithesis or the opposite of direct. So we talked about direct, and that is where I'm going to give you the what, the how many, when, and all of those details. Another style is participation, where I'm going to ask you, what do you think? And you're engaging some inputs. We've got directive, we have participation, and delegation is on the opposite end, where I essentially just assign a task, or more importantly, an outcome, an end state, and ask somebody or a team or crew to carry it out. Now, it is very good to use this delegation style if you have experienced people that are well-trained, well-equipped, and you're really, really familiar with their capabilities, because you're delegating the end state, but you're still ultimately responsible for it as the leader. So yeah, it is a great technique, because when you delegate off, it's telling the team or the teammates that, you know what, you respect their abilities, you respect what they know, you respect their experience, and you respect the fact that they will go out unsupervised and do what you're asking them to do without you being over their shoulder. So that creates an empowerment within the team or that particular teammate. So it's an excellent, excellent style. Also, if we apply it, it allows us to kind of be back up at that 5,000 or 10,000 foot level instead of down in the weeds of the tactics of like how is this pump operating, or what kind of pressures do we have, or what is the patient doing, what are their vitals, or whatever that is. So as leaders, we have to have that healthy strategic view and not be in the weeds. So delegation gives us that. But it is not a silver bullet. It is not a magic potion or a leadership style hack. If we use delegation well, we can get a lot of things done, but it's not that one size fits all. Delegation style of leadership is not appropriate if it's being given to somebody that has very little experience or not much training in a particular area, because what you're actually doing is, from an ethical perspective, you're setting them up to fail because they do not have the tools, whether they be the physical tools or the mental tools, to carry out that task appropriately, effectively, and safely. Oh, they'll try because hell yeah, can-do attitude in emergency services. They're not going to say, hey boss, dibs out, man, I got no friggin' clue how this works. They're going to be like, yeah, okay. And then as they walk away, they'll be like, oh boy, how are we going to do that? They'll figure it out. The problem is they may not reach the end state you need them to do in the time that you've asked them to, or you're putting them at great risk because, as I said, they just don't have the tools, the mental or the physical tools to carry it out. So delegation is an excellent style, and I strongly, strongly encourage you to use it. But it's good only if you have experienced people that can actually carry out that end state. It is not to be used with somebody that's brand new or inexperienced. It's also useful if maybe you have multiple tasks going on and all sorts of stuff happening. So certainly I'm not saying delegation is a bad style, because it's actually one of the most valuable. And it builds that respect amongst your team. And as we've talked about, one of the strongest sources of influence you have as a leader is respect influence, or respect power. So by delegating off, you're saying, you know what? You can do it. Yeah, I know that was a horrible accent, but you can do it. You can make this stuff happen, and I can now go spend some time doing what I'm supposed to be doing, which is keeping a wider view of what's happening on that particular incident.